Good afternoon, everybody. It's coming up on 4:30. Running a little late. Just finished trading for the day, so a little rush to do this. But we've got quite a few people coming into the room here, so I'm gonna give it another minute or two, and then we'll get started. And thanks very much for being here. Appreciate it. You just test the audio, make sure everybody can hear my voice, and also you can see the screen over here. It should say Compass Dominator Alert Service 12/29/22. Give me a yes if you can see that and can hear me. Loud and clear. Okay, great. Absolutely perfect. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Everything's coming in loud and clear. So just give me another minute or so for the folks to log in, and then we'll go ahead and take the presentation. It's going to be a fairly quick presentation today. All right, it's about 4:32, so we'll get started. I do appreciate everybody's taking the time to come in here after trading day or after late in the day, especially on the holiday week coming up to New Year's. So something I'm going to talk about today. It's a service that we're offering, and a good way to start the new year. So I want to just go through that. And again, so welcome everybody. This will be a fairly quick presentation, and we'll talk a little bit about how this works. So basically what I'm calling this is the Compass Dominator Alert Service. It's an alert service for folks who want to receive trades and trade from the alerts. And perhaps the win rate on these, you're going to see a pretty stunning. So we'll move ahead with that. So again, my name is Dave Wise, and I'm with Right Line Trading. I have a options room, and here's the information on the usual thing that you're going to see in all of these. This is the disclaimer. So again, all signals and trading opportunities provided here, whether they're oral, written, or electronic, are for educational and demonstration purposes only. And trading is very risky. So you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. And neither myself or Right Line Trading are licensed financial advisors, so we won't be giving financial advice. And just to answer any questions that come up about the recording, yes, the presentation is being recorded, so anybody who's registered will get a copy of it. So if you can't see the whole thing or you couldn't make it, you'll still get it. So anyway, that takes care of the disclaimer. Again, we talk a little bit about myself. My name is Dave Wise, and I've been a professional trader for 13 years, and actually going on 14 years now. And I trade mostly options, option spreads, and straight put, straight calls, that type of thing. But that's mostly what I trade. And what we're going to talk about here today is a service we offer where there's trades that I take, which have been winning at about 92% in the last 3 months. You'll have an opportunity to become a member to receive alerts on each of those trades. So we'll go through that. The first thing I want to talk about a little bit is about what drives the market. And it's important to understand that the market is made up of retail traders like myself, lots and lots of millions of retail traders. Basically we just, people trade on their own, trying to make some money. relatively small. I mean, there can be some fairly large retail traders, but mostly small. And there's lots and lots of us here. But what actually drives the market is the institutions. The institutions being things like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, hedge funds, 401k funds, all of the big boys who have billions and billions of dollars to put into a stock or into the market at any point in time to either buy or sell. And this is what drives the market. We as retail traders have no ability to move the market up or down. If we're in there trading and there's no institutions in there, all we're doing is causing chaos and chop in the market, that's all. When the institutions join the fray and they come in and start to buy or sell position, that's what moves the market. So our job as retail traders is to identify when that happens, when are the institutions in there, and join them. I mean, all we can do is ride their coattails. We don't want to be fighting these other retail traders. So that's what is driving the market, and that's our job. And my job is to find when that situation occurs, when the institutions are in there pushing the market higher or lower, and to join those trades. Those are the ones that I'll be alerting on. So the trade alerts will be alerted by SMS message. If you get a cell phone, you'll get a message on your cell phone, and I'll go over exactly what's going to be on there. Every trade alert is going to include an option strike price. It'll obviously have the name of the stock, an option expiration date, and a price to pay for the option. You'll get detail. So it'll say, Microsoft, January 20th, $130 call, pay $2.40 for it, or $2.40 to $2.45 price. You get this. This is what the alert will be. And as soon as I take the trade, when I'm going to take the trade, once I identify it and I'm going to take it, you'll get alerted immediately. So if you're not at your desk or you're in your car, as long as you get a phone, you'll get this SMS alert, and it'll tell you what trade to take and what price to pay for the trade. And the exit price will also be alerted, and it should be put in as good till canceled. So once a trade has been put on, you may get an exit price immediately. You may actually have a sell price on it at the same time that the order comes out, so that you can put in your buy order, get filled, and then just put your sell order in there right away. Or if we're watching the trade for a while to see if it's going to be overnight or a couple of days, then we'll be watching for the stock price to see where it goes. And I would then put out an exit price on an alert exactly the same way. And it'll tell you what basically all it needs to tell you is what price to pay, what price to collect for that particular option, what to sell it at. So you might get an alert on, like I said, Microsoft. It says Microsoft, January 20th, $130 call, pay $230, and then you'll get another one that'll come along. It'll list that, and it'll say sell order or sell price at $3.30, and you just put that in there and leave it in there. And as soon as the profit target is reached, the trade will go off whether you're watching it or not, and you'll collect your profits. So it's kind of a hands-free alert service for yourself. You obviously have to put the trade in, but once the exit has been identified, you just put it in and let it go. And if there's any adjustments made to it later, you'll get those. So that's how you'll be alerted. Very quick. As soon as the trade goes in, you'll get it. So what I want to do is just kind of copy go over some of the trades that I've made. I had to put this stuff together pretty quickly, but these are some of the trades that we've had it's just in the last month, so just a month or so, and a couple of losers. But some of these losers, this is a time spread that some of these you won't be getting. But the trades that we've had good success on, there's a 45% on QSR over here, 56% on SLB, and these are actual trades. Tesla 19%, and on and on. It goes on and on. There's a lot. We had 100% on Starbucks. So you can see that the stocks that we're trading are big name stocks. I mean, Tesla, Schlumberger, T-Doc, Lyft, Delta Airlines, Lucid, car manufacturer, Disney, Bank of America. So these are all big names, and so getting filled on the trades is not going to be a problem. So these are some of the trades we've had lately. We've had a few more here. and I try to be upfront with exactly. Obviously, there's going to be some losers from time to time, but the win rate is pretty astronomical, as I'll show you here in just a bit. But these are the ones we've had recently. We just had NVIDIA for 10%, Lemonade for 18%, Flood for 14%, and these are typical trades. Normally the trades are going to be between about 15 and 50% gains on them, because a lot of them will be intraday trades, but then there'll be some that'll be just overnight. And the market, of course, as you know, has just been a very, very difficult year for trading. And when the market's very choppy, you have to tend to take profits pretty quickly. But that just kind of gives you a little rundown of some of the recent trades that we've had. So these are the I'll show you. I'm using two different systems. It's not really necessary for you to know that. Just I want to show you what the software is that I use to actually find these trades and send them out to you. Just so you know where these trades are coming from, and I'll show you some examples of that. But I've had since 10/1, which is October 1st, to August 28th, using the Compass system, which is one of our systems to identify institutional trading. I've done 129 did 129 wins and 12 losses, so 141 trades. So that's a 90.2% rate on these wins and losses. And again, that's for 3 months, basically. Now, I also am trading with what's called the Compass Dominator, and that's basically the Compass system, which identifies institutions, and what we call a Dominator, which identifies market internals. But this is really not something you have to be aware of. I just want to show you what the results are using that. So all the trades that I took using the Compass Dominator, the combination 10/1 to 10/28, 113 wins, 2 losses, 97.4% win rate. And these are the very, very highest probability trades. Obviously, you can see there's fewer trades when you go to that higher probability, but the win rate's pretty astronomical. So this is what we've been shooting for. For the whole year, it's about 92% since January, but I just kind of broke it down for the last 3 months. So these are the kind of trades that you'll be getting. This is the kind of win rate that you can expect on them. And again, how do we achieve such stunning results? Just so you know where I'm coming up with these trades that you're getting. We're able to identify when the institutions are driving a trade and when the market internals are heavily bullish or bearish. So that's where we find these trades. It's fairly, it's fairly complicated for me, but for you it's pretty easy. So we achieve these results by looking at when the institutions are driving a trade, and also looking at when the market internals are bullish or bearish. So when the market is expected to be going up or bullish based on market internals, and the institutions are in there buying a stock or selling a stock, you'll get notified. Those are the trades that you'll be getting. So they're going to be only the very highest probability trades, and that's quite a few. I mean, 120 trades in a quarter is quite a few, but probably about 30 or 40 a month. So again, when a trade meeting these high probability setups, when it's found, you'll be alerted to enter the trade. So these are the trades that you'll be getting, these high probability trade setups. There's no fanciness here or looking at any kind of hocus pocus. These are all done logically through high probability setups, and these are the ones you'll see. And again, you'll get very detailed instructions on what to take. And you can be sure that when you get a trade call out like that, when you get that kind of alert, that it's been vetted through through the fact that institutions are trading this at this point, and the market market internals are also in our favor. So we've got lots and lots of the criteria lined up in our favor. And I'm looking at other things as well to get the very, very best trades. And I'm going to show you some charts of the recent trades that we've taken, showing examples of the high probability setups. And I said this fairly quick video, but I just want to show you what the charts look like using the software that I use. It's nothing you have to concern yourself with, but just so you see where these are coming from. So this is a Netflix trade. We had this, I think we had this on Tuesday. I can't remember which day it was, but this is what's called the Compass system on Thinkorswim. This is the Thinkorswim chart, but this is the Compass system. And you can see here, this is where I bought it, right here in this white arrow. And that was at about 10:30. and this is where we get out at about 11:40, and that was a 20% gain in the Netflix options right there for that fairly quick trade. And the Compass system was telling us, based on the criteria that we've got, that this is where we wanted to get into that. You don't need to know what all the indicators are, but the fact is, this is how we find it. And this was a SPY trade that we took off of a separate system. This is the other system we use to find the market internals. So you know that you'll be aware that this is what I'm looking at each day to find these trades that I'm sending you. I'm finding the very, very best trades, and these are the things that I'm looking for. But this is one we did on the SPY, and right here was where I get in. You can see everything went red down here, which means that to me this was a bearish setup. We had a sell signal, and this is where we would get alerted on it, and it comes right straight down here, and that was a pretty quick trade, 3 points, and just $250 a contract profit on that SPY trade right there. And so that's what I'd be looking for, and those are what I would identify those and send them out. And we have a lot longer term trades than that too as well. This was a Tesla trade. This was a 30% profit on Tesla. You can see my arrow I've got here. This is where I put the buy in for it, or the buy. We were buying puts, and this is where we wrote it down to here. And I didn't actually. We got a 30% profit. I forget what the options were, but they were up 30% in a relatively quick period of time. That was a little over an hour and a half or so, something like that. But a lot of these trades you're going to get are going to be overnight. So you're going to have trades that are going to be taken during the day, and we won't close them out until the next day, or sometimes 2 days later. It just depends on the market. It just depends on when we get our profit target. This was another Tesla trade right here. Now this was an overnight trade in Tesla, and I took this Monday night, and this is where I bought it right here with this white arrow. This was just before the close on Monday, and everything, as far as I was concerned, lined up. Like I said, you don't have to know what these indicators are, but this was telling me that we should short this stock. So we bought Tesla puts on the close on Monday, and this is what happened on Tuesday. It gapped down, moved down steadily, and we get out down here. And the price on Tesla fell from 120 to 112, and the options went up by $7 a contract. So one contract $700, two contracts $1,400. It was a big trade, and it was really easy to identify for me because we have the information here to tell us to do this. So this is the trade that I took, and this is what you would have got alerted toward the end of the day to go ahead and put the puts in on Tesla, and we would have put a sell price in. I think probably in the morning you would have got one that said the sell price, because we don't know when we take an overnight trade if we're going to get a gap down or not. But when we get a gap down, we want to take advantage of it. So this is where we took this trade right here, and everything was telling me that this was bearish on the previous day. It stayed bearish here, and we wrote it down as it continued down. So this was a Tesla trade. It was a really nice Tesla trade. This is some of the older ones we've taken, and again, this was on Zillow right here. Right on this arrow right here, big drop down, out back down here, and I forget what the price was in that. I put this together pretty quickly, so I don't have the exact percentage on these, but these are all really nice winners, and I just want you to see what I'm seeing when I send these out. I'm not just pulling these names out of the air. These are all highly vetted based on the criteria that we discussed earlier. And so this was an Oxy trade. Again, this was one we took for overnight on this big candle right here. Everything was green. This told me to buy Oxy. This was it. This was the trade during that day when that big candle went up. And here again was my buy right here, and we just rode this right up and get out up here. So it was another really nice trade, and relatively quick. Another nice Tesla trade. This was a longer trade, and again you can see the candlesticks just moving up. This is what I was looking for. Once I get the go ahead on something like this, you'll be alerted to it, so that you know that the trades you're getting are only the very highest probability trades. This is a SPY trade. Again, you can see the arrow right here for enter for a short, which we did, took this one and took it right down and get it out. And when I see that the momentum's fading, I'll have the sell order in there, and you'll get alerted to that, and you can take your profits on that. You'll know about the sell order well before it's ready to go. Most likely it's going to be out, and it may not get filled for an hour or two or even the next day, but once it gets filled, you don't even need to be there for that. In another meta trade, I just kind of, what I'm trying to do is point out what the charts look like that I'm using, just so you know where these trades are coming from. I want you to know that these are heavily vetted trades. Only the highest probability trades are coming to you. And when you can get them, you can feel confident that the likelihood of having a winning trade is probably 9 out of 10. Can't guarantee anything like that, but that's historically what this has been. And again, another trading crowd here. Again, so you can just see what I'm using for information to vet these trades, to find only the best ones. And it takes time to go through the stocks during the day to find the ones that meet the highest probability trade setups, which saves you the problem of having to do that. You're relying on me to give you that information and just trade it and take your profits from there. And how much you trade is up to you and your risk. You take one contract, you can take 100 contracts, whatever you feel is your risk tolerance on these. And another one right here, this was an IBM we just took fairly recently. We took it right here. This was an overnight trade. We took it right here and closed it out the next day. This was another really nice gain on IBM. And if I'd had more time to put this together, I could have given exact numbers. But typically, like I say, it's intraday trades about between 15 and 30 or 40%. Overnight trades typically more in the neighborhood of 25 to 100%. When I say overnight, that could be overnight or it could be 3 to 4 days. But they're fairly quick trades. QSR, this is one I think you saw listed. This was a nice trade right here. Again, once I spot it and I see that it's got the criteria that we need to trade, out it goes to you on an SMS alert, and you've got the same information that I've got, and you can go ahead and put the trade in. And you can use obviously you can use any platform to trade this that you want to. And this is the QSR intraday trade on the QSR right here, and you can see the move up. And again, this is where we traded it. And I just want you to see what it is I'm looking at to give you these trades. That is, just so you know that there's a lot of detail that goes into finding these particular high probability trades, and I want you to understand where they're coming from. I mean, it's you want to have some confidence in the trades that you receive. There's valid reasons to take these trades. Then you're not just it's not just a wish and a hope. It's very high probability trade setups. And this is QSR. This is the same thing. This is just on the market internals that I talked about. Again, just so you see that these are the things I'm looking at. I'm looking at these two systems and aligning them so that you can see, so I know when we have everything in alignment. And another short right here. So again, just these are what I'm looking at. So again, these indicators aren't important to you, but I just want you to know how these trades are being found and how they're being vetted, and how I make a determinations of which ones to take. And those are the ones that you're only the best are the ones you're going to get. Another one here as well. These are what I'm looking at. And these charts may look weird to you, but I just want you to know that this is what I'm looking at every day to come up with. This was a Netflix trade right here. This is what I'm looking at to identify when to get in these trades, when to send them out on the alerts, and when to send out the exits on them. And this is just a quick P&L. I got a couple of P&Ls here. On this one here, this is just a P&L. This is it's actually only 60 days, it says 90 days, but it's just a cumulative P&L. And I took these are like one contract P&Ls. If you just use it, some of the contracts are like $1, like $100, or up to like $200 on the option, depends on how much it costs. But it was very small, a very small investment in each one of the trades that we took. And it just kind of shows the P&L. I just want you to see the smooth P&L line on this thing. And this is the kind of P&L you want to see. And this was one here. on this addition. This is like 2 contracts, so this is a little bit more, and this comes off of a software program I've got that takes this stuff in, massages it, and puts it in place. So that's the whole presentation. I just want to this is the offer, what we're offering in this service, and this service is again, it's the first time I've offered it. It's about a 92% win rate right now, and it's for New Year special. This is something we're offering for the new year. We've got a couple of ways to do this. You can get all of the alerts for $9.97 a year, or you can do $2.97 a quarter and get all the alerts for the quarter. And I can't give you an exact number how many there's going to be, but there's going to be several. I mean, this week was a little slow. There was probably only 2 or 3. Some weeks there'll be 10. So it just depends. And obviously you don't have to take them all, but just be aware of when you receive the alert that stock that you're getting with all that information on the what particular options to take has been decided as to the best option strike price to take, and the best right price to pay, and what the expiration date would be. All of that is part of the service. You're getting that exact information, so you don't have to decide about all of those things. Know that when you get the alert, that the option price, expiration date, and strike that you get are going to be as based on return on investments. It's going to be the best ones that are available out there. So again, it's $9.97 a year or $2.97 a quarter, and the trades will send out through SMS alert right to you. For the first 10 people who buy this, who get into this, you're going to get my live trading room for a month. If you want to be in the live trading room, you can be in there, and we talk about these trades all the time in there. You also get to see how these trades are being identified. You'll also get a masterclass series, which is information on basically learning the secret ingredients to these winning trades that I do. These high probability trades are amazingly successful. I mean, this win rate is very, very high. So you would get the masterclass to that too, and you get the live trading room for a month if you want to. If you want to be in the room, I'd be happy to have you in there. I'm in there every day from about 9:15 to about 4 o'clock, and we talk about a lot of these trades. But a lot of people don't have time for that. They're really not interested in that. What they really want is they just want someone to give them some trades that they can see and take the ones that they want to and make some money on it. That's the whole point of this. So again, that's the whole deal. That's the whole offer. You do have a money back guarantee, 30-day money back guarantee on this. And again, if you want to make some money trading, maybe don't have a lot of time to do it, you work, or you just don't want to sit in front of a computer, this is really an ideal kind of setup for folks who want to do that. So I want to see if there's right now. I'll see if there's any questions. It's not, like I said, it's a pretty short presentation. There's not a lot of detail to go into. I just wanted to show you what the service includes, how you'll get alerted, what the alert will show you, and just a little bit of a background, a little bit of an overview of what I'm using to find these trades, and why they're so successful. Okay, let's see if we get some questions here. Is this alert service limited only on the SPY? No, it's not. The SPY is I mean, I trade the SPY a lot. A lot of the SPY trades are more quickly than, a lot of them won't last too long, but I do put out SPY trades, but mostly there's going to be SPY and stocks in there. And I would say the majority of them are going to be stock trades, option trades on individual stocks. Yeah, what was my P&L in terms of money and based on how many contracts? Well, the number of contracts is not what you base it on. What you base it on is how much money you put into a trade. If an option contract is $2 for one stock and it's $4 for another, you really want to balance it out. So the one that has $4, you won't take half as many contracts as you would with the one that's $2. So you're basically investing the same amount of money in each one. And on the P&L that I showed you there, I was looking. I don't have the exact dollar amount, but I'm guessing that that's somewhere around $400 to $500 a contract on the small one, and about $1,000 a contract, $1,000 a trade, not a contract, on the longer one. Just to quantify that, basically, is what that is. Is the stop loss included in the trade alert? Yeah, well, the stop loss is the way the stop loss will be the way that I trade these options is I don't use a specific stop loss at the beginning of the trade, because a lot of people use stop losses based on percentages or dollar amount losses, but these trades were going in based on a lot of technical information, some that I showed you there on those charts. So what I do is I'm watching the trade and I'm making a determination if the stock if we should stay with it or not, based on the technical setup. If the technicals break down and it's not performing the way I expect it to, then I immediately put out a sell order on it, which would be a stop loss. But there's no hard stop loss. Is this today, David? It's today. This is live right now. Is this the SPY super system or just an option alert service? This is just an option alert service. A SPY super system is actually a system that I have with the two pieces of software we're looking at, the Compass system and the Dominator system. I use in conjunction with each other to do what's called the SPY super system, and we teach that, and a lot of people can come into my room where we do that. But it's a different piece of software that basically requires you to actually be looking at charts and identifying technicals on them and looking at the systems to come up with that information, so that you're actually making the decision on the trade yourself based on the software that we have. That's what the SPY super system is. And if you have any questions on stuff that I can't answer, you want to just call the office here at 786-732-4656. Excuse me, 786-732-4656. Talk to Rory, and he can answer any questions about any kind of special discounts or specials that you may want to know about. Again, also, if you may be interested in this, and you're not positive, but you're not sure, go ahead and put your name and your phone number or your Skype number in the chat box in there, or in the question box, and Rory will pick those up, and he'll just call you one time to go over it with you to see if it's answer any questions you might have, just to make sure you're clear on everything. Do I have a system that just trades SPY on longer time frames on the SPY? I mean, the SPY trading is done based on obviously the technicals. And yeah, I mean, you can trade SPY, and I do trade SPY on longer term, but a long term for me on a SPY trade is more like a week. I don't trade SPY a month out or 2 months out or 3 months out. It's especially in this market this year, way too difficult to predict, to have some idea where the market's going to go for any long period of time. So most of my trades are just SPY trades will be fairly fast intraday trades, maybe some overnights, and occasionally I'll take some for if I think the market is strong based on the technical setup I see in the Compass and the Dominator system. I may take them for like on Monday for a Friday or something like that. What's the phone number? The phone number is right here, 786-732-4656. 786-732-4656. Hope you can see that all right. Whoops. Yeah. Well, again, Rory will answer any questions you've got on the service. And again, if you get a free month in the room. If you want to be in the room, you'll come in, do a lot of education in the room. It just depends on how much detail you want to learn about trading. Okay, what kind of option trades? That's a good question, John. I do obviously straight calls and straight puts. I don't do any naked puts. I'm not selling puts naked or selling calls naked, never. The only thing I do is straight calls, straight puts, and spreads. And spreads could be credit spreads, or they could be debit spreads. And I also do quite a few trades on what's called the time spread, and these are done over earnings. And we have earnings coming up in January, second week in January, lots and lots of earnings. And this is a method that I've developed that uses a time spread, which is basically a method to collect or capture the implied volatility, if you know what that is, on an option when the earnings comes out. Once the earnings comes out, the option volatility drops way down, and this is a method to capture that options volatility. We usually put the trades on in the afternoon before earnings, and then we close it out usually the morning right after earnings. And generally speaking, we have the win rate on that is about 85 to 90%, and what we capture on those is generally between about 15 and 50% overnight on those trades. The alerts, can they come at any time of day? Absolutely. You know, the trades that I take are dependent on the conditions, the market conditions for the day, the market conditions on the daily chart, the setups or the stocks, when the stocks get to a trigger spot where I know that the institutions are buying them. The institutions can start buying these stocks, you know, 9:30 in the morning, or they may not do any buying or selling until 11, and then come back in again with another stock at 2. So my job is to identify when the institutions are getting involved in the stock and make sure that all the criteria align at that point in time. And when we find those, we send out an alert on it. So they can come anytime during the day. Mostly you're not going to see any right in the open on the market, unless it's a close of the previous days. Most of the time, you have to give the market a little time to settle down to find out what the market internals are and what the institutions are doing. But we're waiting for the institutions to tell us what to do. So you can imagine this week would be a little slow because a lot of the institutions are on vacation. A lot of the traders are. Is this recorded? It certainly is. Yes, it is. What's the average duration of trades that are intraday? Well, for the ones that go out on an alert like that, I would say anywhere from probably 2 hours to 4 or 5 hours. Listen, it really depends on the trade setup and the price action. If I get in a trade and I may tell you as soon as you get the trade, all right, we're getting in at $2.50 on this. Go ahead and set a sell order for $3.50 on this right now when you put the trade in. Just put it in, and that way, if the trade only lasts 20 minutes, then you're filled and you're out. And for the last 2 hours, you get filled after 2 hours. So it's just a matter of I have a level that I expect the stock to get to, and I can estimate pretty quickly, pretty easily what the option price will be. And when it gets to that price, you'll get it. Now, if I don't know, if I think maybe there could be a big move in the stock, and I don't want to cut out profits too soon, then I may wait for the stock to be trading for an hour or so, an hour and a half, and then have an idea of where I think it's going, and then I'll put this trade alert out on it to close it. So again, the alert could come with the trade, or right after the trade, or you know, an hour after the trade, whenever we decide where that's going to be. Can we use a brokerage service to put in the trades for you? Sure. Yeah, I mean, you can. You know, a lot of these trades, you want to do them pretty quickly when you get the information, because obviously we've spotted a good stock. We've spotted a stock that's got some momentum. We found a stock that's got the institutions in there. So you don't want to delay too long to get into the trade. A level 2 option account, you know, Dave, I would say that the option 2 account would you be able to take these trades? Yes. You just want to check and make sure with your broker. You want to call them and tell them that you want to be able to you want to buy puts and calls, which you should be able to do in that, but you'd also want to be able to do spreads. Those are only the 3 kind of trades that you want to be able to do: buy and call, buy and sell options, just straight options, puts and calls, and also be able to do spreads. And if you can do those, that's all you're going to need. Because I'm not doing things like iron condors or butterflies or anything complex like that. You have the market internals. You want to call Rory about that, about on the market internals. There isn't. I don't think there's. I think this alert service. This is the alert service that I'm offering for the compass dominated systems, the combinations, and these are relatively short-term option trades. So if you have questions about that, again, just call Rory. Rory will tell you exactly what's going on with this. It's 786-732-4656. This is pretty new, and it's pretty new as far as offering the service. It's pretty seasoned as far as what we've done with these trades. I mean, I've tracked these trades for a year now, so I know what the results are. I've got a very, very large number of trades that are following this particular process. The trades you were showing, I mean, are they today? Didn't have many trades today, Ian. What I was trying to do was show the kind of the chart patterns and the information that I'm looking at to come up with these trades. Today was a very, very slow day in the market, and the only trade that I put out today on alert was on THC for a swing trade. That's the only one that went out today. Because the market, listen, it's holiday time. We've been through Christmas. We've got New Year's coming up. There's very little trading going on, very little institutional trading going on. So that was the only one that went today. Is there any monthly plan? Listen, I think quarterly is it. Quarterly is pretty good. And again, you have a 30-day money back guarantee on it. So that's really, really fair. And but you want to give this some time to make sure that you're used to it, getting used to it, and getting the trades in. You got to get used to putting the trades in, etc. But again, any questions on any of these things that I can't answer, just call Rory, 786-732-4656, and he'll go over all of these with you. How many alerts per week? And as I said, there is no fixed number. How many high probability trades are that are worth us taking? I don't know until I actually see them. This week it's very, very low because the market is so slow. January's coming. Things are going to pick up dramatically in January. But I mean, if you're taking these trades and you're one or two trades is going to pay for the service every quarter. I mean, it's not a big deal, but there's enough. I mean, there's like you can see the number of trades that I've had since September. So it's decent number. Some weeks there'll be 4 or 5. Some weeks there'll be 10 or 12. It just depends. I can't tell you because I don't want to put trades out just to put trades out. I want the trades to be highly vetted, and I want them to be high probability trades only. Is the offer for the Compass Alert Service, Compass Dominator Service. It's an alert service. This is what it is. It's a Compass Alert Service. I call it the Compass Dominator because I use market internals and institutional information. I combine those together as I explained. But it's called the Compass Alert Service, and they're both the same. It's just the same stocks, so you're getting the same exact alerts. Oh, great, Alan. Thanks for your number there. Rory will get that. Appreciate it. Okay, again, if you need to know that, just call Rory. He'll tell you. And I'm not trying to put you off. I just, I don't know. I'm giving you that information right now. There you go. Phone number is cut off. Oh, shoot. This number here. Let me do something here. You can't see that. Let me get something here. I'm going to drop this slide for a minute to put the maybe can you see that number any better there? 786-732-4656. And there is a link in the chat box to the service. If you want to sign up for the service, there's a link to the in the chat box. It'll take you right to it. 30-day money back guarantee. That's correct. When do you get the next alert? You get the next alert when it's ready. I mean, you get the next alert when I find a stock that we want to trade. It could be tomorrow, but tomorrow may be very, very slow. But likely, if not tomorrow, you'll get one on Tuesday. I mean, I can't tell you when a trade is going to be alerted until I actually see the trade. Yes, you'll be able to get the recording. Based on being a text alert, does that mean I really don't get many that are day trades? No, there'll be quite a few day trades. A lot of times I'll take trades 10, 11 o'clock in the morning and anticipate being out before the afternoon is over. I mean, most of my, I'd say most of the trades, I don't know, it's 50-50 are day trades and overnight trades. It just depends. I can't predict that ahead, but there'll be some of each. Phone number in the chat box is only one of it, a little bit of it showing. Can you see that now? Hopefully you can see that now. The number again is 786-732-4656. Someone wants to know what platforms have the lowest fees. You know, it depends. If you're trading options, Tastyworks has pretty decent fees. Tradier has pretty decent fees to trade on. I use Tradier actually with a front end to trade Hawk. It's flat fee, but Thinkorswim is usually pretty good, and usually you can negotiate your fees on your options with them. Recordings available, yes sir. And I covered that. We do day. There are plenty of day trade alerts. Yes, you'll be able to get a recording. Absolutely. Again, next alert, I can't tell you when the next alert will be. It'll be the next time I find a really high probability trade setup that I feel is worth our trade. I only trade, you know, one of the things I say is we trade the best and skip the rest. We skip a lot of trades that some people may take because they do not have high enough probability of success, and we want to avoid as many losers as possible. Can I repeat the concept one more time? The concept, well, the concept is the alert service. Obviously, we're alerting to you. We're alerting the information on the stock we're taking, the expiration date, the strike price, and the cost. You know, how much it costs you to buy that option, and then we also alert when to exit and what you should be selling that stock for, to that option for, to complete the trade. The concept that I use is I use the concept of I use the compass system and the dominator system to find these trades based on the fact that the compass system tells me when the institutions are in buying or selling a stock, when they're driving the trend. I need to know that they're driving the trend. I don't want to be in trades that retail traders are moving because they can get reversed too quickly. So I'm relying on that, and then I'm looking at the market internals to tell me what the overall market is doing right now. How much is there more buying or selling going on across the board in the market? Those are the things that I need. That's the concept. And then once I find that situation, I align those things, find the best stock at that point, and send an alert out on it. And again, to order, there's a link right there in the chat room. If you click on that, that'll take you to the service. Again, if you want to call, put your name and number in here in the question box, and Rory will call you. Again, the number is 786-732-4656. 786-732-4656. Do I typically alert one trade a day? Not necessarily. Again, it's dependent upon the highest probability trade setups. Some days there could be 2 or 3, 4. Some days there may not be any. I mean, there'll be days where there won't be any. I'm not going to put out trades for you to take just to fill up a certain number of alerts, because it's not fair to you to be taking trades that I don't consider the best trades. I don't want to send out trades that have a more of a probability of losing. I don't want to do that. I want you to have as many winners as possible. Do I recommend selling options? Well, I don't recommend. I'm certainly not going to do it in the room. The only way I would recommend selling options is if you want to own a stock at a lower price. If you like Microsoft and you want to own it, but you don't want to pay the current price for it, you sell puts at a lower price, collect the premium on the puts, and if it drops down to that strike price, you'll get assigned and you own the stock at a price lower than what you would have paid for otherwise. If it doesn't reach that strike price, then you just keep the money that you made by selling those puts. But I don't do that in the service. All right, can't see the phone number. Again, it's 786-732. Let me just move something over here. I don't want to do this, but there's the number right there, 786-732-4656. Right there, 786-732-4656. Right line. Any questions on payments? How how you can pay? Can you use credit cards, cash, checks, PayPal? Just give Rory a call, and he'll go over all of this with you. He does a tremendous job down there in administration of all this stuff. and he'll be the guy to work with. He's more than fair. The recording will come to you, GM. You'll get after the webinar is completed. It'll be rendered, and then Rory will be sending it out to everybody who registered for it. Okay, good. You can see it now. Happy New Year, Robert. Thank you very much. These are straight long calls and long puts and some spreads, debit spreads, and the put credit spreads and call credit spreads occasionally, but not regionally, because the market has not been conducive to doing credit spreads. But there will be debit spreads. I'll do debit spreads under certain circumstances. You treat it the same way. You just do a debit spread. For example, a call debit spread, you buy a call and sell a call. It's called a vertical. It's very easy to do in any of your platforms. Oh, thanks, Ian. You can see the number. Excellent. Good. Glad to hear it. Okay, I think I've answered most of the questions, unless anybody's got some other ones. Again, this is the deal on this. Again, it's the Compass Alert Service. You're going to get and I'll just go back to it real quickly so you can see what you're going to get. You're going to get an alert on these trades. You're going to get, it's going to include the stock, obviously the stock symbol, the option strike price, the option expiration date, and the price to pay for the option. You'll get all of that on an alert. And then when we do the exit order, the order to close the trade for profit or for a loss if necessary, you'll probably get it a little bit later, but you also may get it when the original order comes through. I may actually have a sell order in there that once you get filled, you can put the sell order in, so it'll be working for you automatically. And always put your sell orders in it good till canceled, so that if we hold it overnight, it'll be working in the morning. Okay, so that's what the service includes. And again, I went over the different charts and things, but we're offering it as a New Year's special. Again, $9.97 a year. You'll get a lot of alerts for $9.97 a year, I'll tell you, and $2.97 a quarter with a 30-day money back on this, and you'll be getting SMS alerts. And for the first 10 that sign up, you'll get into my live trading room for a month, where we talk about all these trades. We also talk about the methodology that I use to find these trades and find the highest probability trade setups. You get the masterclass series, which is a lot of really good training on the details of how finding these highest probability trades works and how you do that. And that's where you're going to learn what they call the secret ingredients to my winning trades. But I do have a 92% win rate. It's really, really high. It's been developed over many years, and by adding the Compass and Dominator systems has really basically put the icing on this trading methodology. It's been very, very good. Yeah, Daniel, is there enough time to enter the trade between the time you send it and for you to enter it? Well, you know, when I spot the trade, I'm trying to find them as they they're just getting ready to be what would be considered high probability trades. So yeah, the idea is to get them out to you so that you can get into them. Now, I might give you a range on the price. I might say pay $2.30 to $2.40, or $2.30 to $2.50 per contract, so that there's a little bit of wiggle room in there for when you get them. But you're gonna go in there and look at them, and you're gonna see what the option prices are at the time. And listen, sometimes when the alert goes out, the stock may pull back a little bit. You actually may be able to get in cheaper. I mean, it just you never know how that's going to work. I just know that it's for a intraday trade or a swing trade. These are extremely high probability trades. Doesn't mean that they're going to immediately go in your direction, but before the trade is closed, they will most of the time. Will there be lessons, instructions, methodologies we need to learn about the options? Yeah, I mean that's on the training room. in my room. If you're in the month in the room for the month, you'll get to see that. And I also have the training library on all of these different methodologies and how to use them. And if you're in the room, you'll certainly get, you can ask me all the questions you want, and we'll go over it in a lot of detail. A lot of education is done in the room. All right, I think we finished the questions today. Listen, I very much appreciate everybody being here. I hope everybody has a great, happy new year, and look forward to trading with you folks tomorrow or next week, and look forward to a lot of alerts going out, and looking forward to seeing some new people in the room. So, yep, you'll get the recording. Everybody will get the recording. Yeah, everybody who's registered will get the recording. You'll get them as well. And again, if you're interested to talk to Rory, he'll go over this with you. I just call him at 786-732-4656, 786-732-4656, and he'll go over with the service with you, all of the details on this, payments and how it's done, etc. The 30-day guarantee. He'll cover all of that with you, and you'll be off and running. So again, I look forward to many folks being in the service. I look forward to sending you some good trades, and look forward to you making money off of it. So have a great weekend. Have a great New Year's, and we'll see everybody next year. Good night.